Welcome to ATN 360. This is the latest drama playing out between Donald Trump and Harvard University. And trust me, it is quite a story. On Memorial Day, President Trump dropped some heavy statements that sent shockwaves through the academic world and beyond. At the heart of it, he is threatening to yank billions of dollars in federal funding from Harvard, one of America's oldest and most prestigious schools. And he wants to redirect that money to trade schools instead. Now, Trump didn't mince words. He called Harvard very anti-Semitic and accused the university of harboring some serious issues. To quote him exactly, he said, "I am considering taking $3 billion of grant money away from a very anti-Semitic Harvard and giving it to trade schools all across our land." That is a very bold claim, especially given Harvard's long-standing regulation and its impressive track record. That is, 162 Nobel Prize winners have walked those halls. Imagine that. But it's not just about the funding. Trump also took aim at Harvard's foreign students, who make up a significant chunk of the school's enrollment and tuition income. He demanded that Harvard hand over a list of all these students. According to him, this is to help identify so-called radicalized lunatics who, in his view, shouldn't be allowed to stay in the country after a ridiculous expenditure of billions of dollars, in his words. And he wasn't even shy about his confidence, closing with the statement, "But have no fear, the government will, in the end, win." Now, this isn't some off-the-cuff rant either, because just last week, the Trump administration tried to block Harvard from enrolling foreign students altogether. But a judge stepped in and paused that order, setting the stage for a court hearing soon. So the story is still unfolding. Trump's frustration comes down to Harvard pushing back on federal oversight. He accuses the university of being a hotbed of anti-Semitism and woke liberal politics, a phrase that has become a lightning rod in today's polarized culture. For Trump, Harvard represents what he sees as entrenched liberal power, and he is not stopping at universities. He's been targeting media outlets and other institutions he believes are pushing a left-wing agenda. Now, about the money. Trump has warned that $9 billion in government funding to Harvard could be at risk. Already, his team froze $2.2 billion in grants and $60 million in contracts. Plus, there is a Harvard Medical School researcher caught in the crossfire, facing deportation under this administration's scrutiny. These moves have raised serious alarms among academics and researchers who worry about political interference in education and science. The public reaction, it is split. Trump supporters cheer his efforts to challenge what they see as elitist institutions and applaud his push to boost trade schools and practical education. Meanwhile, critics argue this threatens academic freedom and could undermine critical research that benefits society as a whole. Alumni and faculty at Harvard aren't staying quiet either, warning about the dangerous precedent this fight could set. At its core, this showdown raises big questions about the role of government in higher education. How far should political leaders go in influencing university policies? And what happens when ideological battles spill over into funding decisions and immigration controls? So, what is the next chapter? The court battle over foreign student enrollment is coming up, and funding decisions could shift at any moment. Whether Trump's threats will lead to real lasting changes remains to be seen. And this is much more than just dollars and students. It is a clash over power, values, and the future of American education. If you're following the story, let me know what you think in the comments. Should the government wield this kind of influence over universities, or should schools like Harvard operate free from political pressure? Let's hear what it is you have to say.